introduces it as the master race.
That's the best. That's the best.
No, I think that was end of time.
Yeah, end of time. Yeah, end of time.
But to me, it's like that whole thing. We're getting the Saxon thing. We're getting the Saxon thing, and it did tie into Torchwood as well a little bit. But it's you know, by the time you figured out, okay, bad wolf, bad wolf, bad wolf, you're looking for it. And this one was kind of just really so subtle, and it was like, it was this just really small thing that became like, you know, bad wolf was like, we're doing it, and then it's kind of like all of a sudden popped up. They sort of actually developed it better, where we get to see what Saxon is, rather than bad wolf was just something that Rose said.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like,
yeah,
it's just
I'll
sort
give
of,
you that. Saxon, the Saxon had a lot more meaning than Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf was just something that was her own code.
you know,
Well, based on the poster for the Day of the Doctor, it actually has Bad Wolf. Do you think they'll actually tie that into the?
well, probably, because they did that with the, Lieutenant and Donna, I forget which.
That was Left Turn.
No, it was before that, I thought.
Wait, what?
That was the end of Left Turn.
No, it was,
It was going into left. It was going into left.
Which one?
that
was the end, because that's
wasn't,
he tells her
wasn't
what,
that the, I thought,
that's what, after going through Left Turn, she tells the doctor what Rose told her to say.
Actually, you are right. Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it was the end of where Rose said Bad Wolf. It's like, again, with this.
I mean, then it became, you know, after that it became like this, you know, Bad Wolf is now this code word for, oh crap. Versus, you know, whereas before it was just kind of like, it was this just kind of nice little subtle thing where like Torchwood, you know, but it was like, you know, Torchwood kind of, you know, we got, hey, we were sent here by the Torchwood Institute. We got to see the founding of the Torchwood Institute, you know, which was, you know, that sort of like, there was a meaning behind it. We you know, it's much more tangible, whereas this one was, you know, we're actually seeing it with the Saxon, we actually, you know, we're starting to hear about this guy, and it's like, you're kind of like, what is going on here?
Yeah,
because
it's
this like guy comes out of nowhere,
Nice, more subtle play.
and it has a huge impact.
I was also going to classic Heat of Time was a really weak, so I was just chiming in with that. But I'm actually really impressed with the resolution of the Impossible Girl, and why.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, it's like, you know, why is she dying? You know, she died and died and died. It's like, and I'm like, I was afraid Moffat had written himself into a corner, and I was really afraid of the results of that, and was so pleasantly surprised and pleased, like, wow, that's good storytelling. Well done. You got it this time.
That's sort of, anybody a huge hockey fan?
I am.
Okay, so this analogy will make only sense to you and me. I think I think it's like basically like what happened was it was really horrible idea where it's like, oh, and then we're gonna do, and then how is she, and then it's basically the guy with the puck blows by all the defense, and he managed to have a really good goalie save it from, like, you know, scoring, you know, at that point. So it was a great save.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was like the Impossible Girl thing kind of really fell flat for me, you know, because it was like, we got this great idea and you're not developing it. At least with the crack in the wall, I mean, that was semi-weak, but we're seeing it throughout. And then we got, oh crap, Rory's gone. You know, that was like, you know, it was like reached out and grabbed me, and you know, that's
it had some
important.
meaning, and it had some weight.
The Saxon thing had, you know, it was subtle, but it had some meaning. You know,
I mean, I'm sorry. Shame on you. It's two demerits. But with the Impossible Girl, though, it's like, here it was, that was his motivations too, which was one thing different.
Yeah,
like the other things, the doctor is happening in the background, and the doctor is not actively involved with it until it gets brought to his fate. It's like, oh, the crack, you know, he's eventually like adds up until he realizes that it's important. Whereas this is from the get-go, the doctor is on sleuth mode and going, all right, this is wrong, why is this wrong? This is impossible, why is this impossible? And trying to figure it out. You know, so by the time that we get the second half of season 7, and He's all like, you know, all up in her business and all up and down her timeline. Like only the doctor can.
I'm sorry, that just sounded really, really. There was innuendo all over.
Seriously,
Really, it's Captain Jack.
I'm sorry. Single entendre in there. I mean, you were talking about the ultimate stalker here. He not only stalks her, he stalks her parents, he stalks, you know, her life to death. I mean, my God, the doctor's like put a whole new chapter in the temporal stalking.
Yes.
That was creepy
He's
with
not-
like the little girl part where her mom died and she was like a little girl and he was there. That was
So I mean, yeah, it's. But that that became.
But it's
that's
the
sort of-
doctor. It's okay. He's not Edward Cullen, for God's sake.
This is true.
Even a few
But at the
generations,
same
we'll
time,
see.
with Madame de Pompadour, he goes and sees her when she's young and all the way through her
Yeah,
life as
Stephen
well.
But he,
It's less
but he didn't
intentional
like
as the nature of
deliberately
the
take
door.
the TARDIS and go there. That was just
Yeah.
like the
Yes,
door was doing that. Like the door was
And she initiated the whole thing anyways, not him.
Oh,
Who says that Clara wouldn't initiate that? She did initiate it.
No,
When she told the first
Madame de
doctor,
Pompadour
get in
did
the
though, at
TARDIS.
least, as far as the kiss and all that.
Okay, fair enough.
and you know, which came first? Well, Clara wouldn't have been in his time loop if he hadn't started investigating her and you take an interest in her. So it's like, you know, Clara very much feeds into herself of why she's there. You know,
Yeah, it's a good sort of Mobius strip thing going on.
circular logical link, dizzy doctor.
I still don't really know why she was the picture of the Dalek, though. It doesn't seem like she wasn't guiding in any way in that episode, but how does that fit into the timeline as a image of her as a companion? I find that a disjoint with her.
Well,
as a Dalek.
to me, it's just it's kind of an interesting way to introduce a character and create a mystery.
Mhm.
So, which is what he was trying to do. I think he didn't really develop it enough.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, I want, you know, give me more than just she's running with him and I get that, but we should be like, you know, it's, I think it's like, you know, she appears at different points and there's no reason to say that she doesn't show up in his life multiple times. You know.
I have a question about Clara and also about River Song and people's perceptions of them. I love them both as characters. I think they're fantastic, especially River. Clara, I enjoy her a lot, but I need to see her more before I really fall in love with her. I am a new fan. I started at the end, the first Christmas episode of Matt Smith was my very first episode I ever saw. And it was pretty much the year it came out. So, and since then I have seen at least one episode of every Doctor since, and I've absorbed as much as I possibly can, and I'm in the process of watching every single classic episode that I can get my hands on. But so I'm wondering what older fans that have been watching it from ever, think about the idea of both Clara and River being these new companions that all of a sudden have been there the whole time or whatever. Like River apparently knows all his faces, and maybe she hasn't, you know, been in all of those things. But the idea that Clara has always been there and has always saved the Doctor at that top moment, does it somehow invalidate?
Clara's a little bit different because she hasn't always been there. She has always been there. It's a really wobbly transition.
But she had to have always been there before, otherwise she wouldn't have seen her before. It makes
Yeah.
sense for the whole
Does
cosmology.
that somehow invalidate the value of the Doctor? Like, oh well, the Doctor can save the day, but not unless Clara helps out. You know, does
Well, she's not, number one, she's not always there. Because we've seen, like, when we finally figured out she's kind of like, you know...
She's at key points.
She's
at key points to negate the great intelligence influence.
Yeah.
And the great intelligence was, you know, I'm sure it wasn't at every single
Yeah,
point.
you know, and it's like we literally see the third Doctor driving by and messing, she's like, and he just doesn't even see her because he's not trying to save the business.
Yeah.
Or there's the second Doctor, you know, running and, you know,
in Venice Beach in a fur coat.
California.
It's the doctor he never, and
It was probably
he
right-
has poor
right.
fashion choices, okay?
No.
Or fabulous fashion choices,
Okay.
depending on your perception.
So,
But
we're at 7 minutes and 45, and I do not have any means of temporal manipulation, so I'm sorry. They come too stiff. So,
Send them back.
as soon as I'm able, trust me, it's the Bill and Ted syndrome.
to me, like, just to answer your question real quick, to me, they managed to cleverly write something that explains it. You know, why does River Song know, oh, she was born in the TARDIS, so that's why she knows how to operate it. You know, she's essentially a Time Lord as well, but she has, you know, she's connected to the Matrix, and that's how, you know, that's because of that, other Time Lords can recognize me, even if, hey, you have a different face, but I know which one you are.
Wasn't Adric connected to the Matrix?
No.
It was the Master Sub-Matrix, but yeah, but she's
She
down
was
with the
born into the Matrix,
You know,
right?
but she was born inside the TARDIS, so that's, you know,
So-
and as we know, the TARDIS is a living being essentially,
Yeah.
so that and then,
you could
you know, we've
keep
seen
going for the
Clara.
rest of the night, and I would enjoy that immensely. But I want to take a moment to thank these two gentlemen for joining me up here.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm
I want to thank everyone who came out, because this was a really fun talk, and I had a lot of fun being up here, so thank you. Again, anything else you guys want to pitch on the way out?
Yeah, I have free bookmarks of my latest novel. My next one comes out in March. If you have a tablet, read books on tablets or phone, I have 2 left. They're like credit cards, but they're free. Take them, download it onto your tablet, and you can read my book for free.
Sorry.
Executive privilege, sorry.
And my book is everywhere books are sold, and tonight is actually the very last stop of my book tour, and it started in Ukraine, Kyiv, Ukraine, and it ended right here in Burlingame. And I have to tell you, I love Doctor Who. I go to Gallifrey 1. I see you everywhere.
Yes.
And the best ending of my tour is that I'm able to spend it with my Whovian family, which I love a lot.
Here, here.
So.
I guess just because upcoming events, the Dickens Fair. So that, you know, they're as well as you can attest to, there are plenty of Whovians that go there, and there are plenty of Whovians that are characters on staff that, if you're paying attention, you'll see,
Like,
Bad Wolf
one of
graffiti.
my favorites has been the
Towns of Wang Chien
the
poster.
the Towns of Wang Chan poster, and the have you seen Nathan Lake?
The next
Doctor.
Jackson.
Jackson. Sorry,
Jackson,
Jackson.
the next Doctor. So there's plenty of little things like that. And so, you know, and there's a lovely woman who I call her the Bone Pin Lady. If she sells like night lights and TARDIS journals, and she has bone pins with like Doctor Who sayings and stuff. So
Those are brilliant.
just kind of plug for some of my friends. Again. Science Fiction San Francisco, it's fanzines, letter E, fanzines.com/SFSF. Actually, getting towards our 150th issue. So,
And Facebook for everybody. We're all on Facebook.
yes. Yeah, so you can find me, and then we're SFSF, Science Fiction San Francisco, is on Facebook
And,
as well.
For those that are in the San Francisco Bay Area, I host the Doctor Who Perp Society meetings at Wicked Grounds Cafe
It's a great place.
every first Sunday of the month. Unfortunately, I will not be at tomorrow's because I'm running an event here, but my co-host is running the meeting there, and it's pretty much just a chance for people to get together and
Drop in, chat, and
talk Doctor Who stuff like this here.
Yeah, it's
Where's Wicked Ground?
Wicked Grounds is at 289 8th Street in San Francisco, at San Francisco 8th and Folsom, right? So about 3 blocks from the City Center Park Station.
Okay, I know right where that is.
And you can taste the coffee up there.
Yeah,
It's delicious.
and we have provided coffee for
Yeah.
the consummate.
yes.
So you get a taste.
You also work there?
Yummy.
I own the shop.
He owns That's his life.
That is my life.
unfortunately.
Your coffee helped you this morning, thank you.
Yes, thank you for the coffee.
And this is my getting away for the weekend.
I heard there's going to be various events to watch the 50th anniversary special.
Those have mostly sold out, so if you can,
add them?
Find, well, they've got the Monday ones.
The 25th.
That might be, the 20, they might be sold out as well, so
There will also be the Legion of Wrestling meeting on the
Is there a
evening of the 23rd.
Yes, okay,
Yeah,
Legion of,
weekend
you have a
of
Facebook?
We have a Facebook, we also have a website.
Okay, cause I'm still like the Yahoo.
Yeah, so the Legion of Wrestling, which meets in San Jose every month, is having
I need to
a
find
meeting
out.
on the 23rd,
Okay.
which is not a Friday as it usually is, but because
Christmas.
we couldn't avoid it.
That's a Monday, isn't it?
No, the 23rd is
I'm
Saturday.
in San
Oh, that's
Jose
November,
now.
in December,
We need
sorry.
to
Right.
meet them.
So-
I need to meet
Wonderful.
this club.
Yeah,
That would be Merv. He's awesome.
no, Murph and Judith have stepped up.
Oh, did it?
It's
I know that.
it's now me and Kathy.
You guys
So,
look good.
and
Commiseration.
they basically run, it's usually at Carl's Jr.
No, we're now at the IHOP. On
Okay, so
23rd.
that's permanent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but they run both new and classic episodes of Doctor Who.
And we will be running the newest episode that night.
So, yeah, and if not, you know, the simulcast on BBC America.
At
Certainly.
noonish, whenever.
Oh,
we'll have it.
and I'm sure there's gotta be, somebody will have, don't BitTorrent it, cause that's probably a bad idea. Just viruses and all, but there's probably gotta be some place that streams it, because I think it was the last Christmas special. Somebody had a live feed of, like, you know, the Christmas specials being broadcast 24 hours a day, so you can just pick it up wherever, wait until the beginning and then watch it. So there's gotta be ways to do it.
Also, another thing to quick plug is tomorrow at 11, I'm running a small little LARP called Heroes League, where you get to decide the future of the Earth as the Avengers Justice League style organization. It's a theatrical role-playing game where you get to build your character and have a lot of input on your story. And with that, thank you very much. Go Masquerade!